Welcome to Back Into Fishing. I'm down here today again at my community lake, and I wanted to try something a little bit different. I had a successful self-challenge, I guess you could call it, my last trip down here. I was fishing some crayfish type baits. I really hadn't ever used those before, so I decided to try another, if you want to call it self-imposed, fishing challenge on myself. The idea I came up with for a challenge for today was to get some old worms out of storage that have been in storage for 30 years or more and try fishing with them. I got several colors that I brought with me. This is one of the original Mr. Twister colors, I believe, the brown with the orange tail. The first bass I ever caught on a plastic worm, I caught on this color right here, which prompted me to go out and get as many of them as I could, which is why I still have them 30 some years later. I got a number of other colors in here, grape firetail. I've got some of the early culprit worms in here, red shad, tequila sunrise. We're going to give them all a try today. So I've rigged up the original Mr. Twister color there that I liked. First one I ever caught a bass on, and I'm going to start with that. Now all these worms I brought with me today are 6-inch. Now I've only ever caught one fish in this lake on a 6-inch worm. I've caught plenty on 4.5-inch worms, 3-inch worms, 2.5, 3-inch homemade dead rigs, but only one on a 6-inch worm. I've tried to work my way down to this spot as quietly as I could. See if we can make a little pitch in here without getting it in the tree. That first spot didn't produce anything, so here's 2 spots later. Now, this has produced some good fish in the past, and it's due to produce another fish. Because I say 4 or 5 throws in this area, I should either have something or be moving on. As I'm moving on to my next spot, I just want to give a special shout out to all the fans of Gunner's Lake. I have to apologize, I was there yesterday. I was trying out some panfish baits, so I wasn't actually making a video, but I stopped at that log that I like that's in the water, one of the few that's in that lake. I was just going to make a couple of casts, first cast in there on a Ned rig, just barely keeper fish. And here we are at the next spot. Oh, that's a bite. That time it was real. He's coming under a log. I can see him, but okay. Come on, spin around here. Not a good one, but 7-8 inches. But get them off the hook, get back in the water, because we will definitely take them. Oh, and the white plastic bag, that's my tackle box for today. This will be my last spot on this side of the lake. From where I'm at, it's about 25-30 minute walk to the other side, but none of the other spots on this side have been productive, so I'll make a few casts in here. If I don't get anything, heading to the other side. Grand total so far, 1 bass about 8 inches. And that, my friends, is a keeper. Again, first cast into that area. I think the last 2 times I was down here, it was the same thing. First thing I threw plastic, soft plastic, onto the bottom, ended up with a keeper fish, or a fish. Yeah, I think he'll squeak by 12 1/4, 12 1/2 inches. Good fish. Alright, that's one on the brown orange tail, Mr. Twister original worm, and one on the grape fire tail. I made it to the other side. Now, somewhere in this area here along this 20 feet or so of shoreline, I caught one on Monday, but I don't remember where it was. I guess I'll just have to pepper the whole area with casts. It could be a fish. Alright, fish number 3. Just what you want to see a worm hook do, go up through the roof of the mouth. About 9 inches. I forgot to change the bait color. We pretty much tore that one up, so I guess we're definitely going to change it now. Come on. Quit your bouncing. If he's bleeding, I don't know why. I can see the hook. Grabbing him on the worm side, and I can't quite get my finger in his mouth. Here we go. Now that's the color I put on this time. I think it was called red shad, and I never fished that color before. I didn't have any confidence in anything the color red, I guess you could say, but obviously it's a good color. He's what, 10 inches? Yeah, he's bleeding bad. I'll have to cut that hook out of there, but I do what I need to do and get him back in the water. That was only, I think, the 3rd cast with that worm. I think all these years I never fished that color because I had no confidence in it. But it definitely catches fish. And I don't know what was up with that fish, why he was bleeding. He was just hooked in the mouth. I don't know if he hit something in the water or what, but nothing I did to him. That was weird. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Also caught a fish down here on Monday, so we'll definitely spend at least 5-10 minutes here casting around. Unbelievable. 1 1/4 pound, 14-inch fish. I just turned the camera off. I was going to walk away. The bait was still in the water. I picked it up. He was on the end of it. Unbelievable. Alright, down to the next spot. Tied on a different color worm. I don't know what color that is. It's a culprit type. I'm not sure it's a culprit worm. It's purple with a silver flake in it. Yeah, I just don't remember what color it was or what it was called. That last spot didn't really pay off any. I did hook one, but he threw the bait out, come up out of the water and threw it. So moving on. The spot's produced a couple in the last few weeks. Let's see if she's cooperating today. Back to the few and far between game, but that purple worm finally paid off. About another 8-9 inch fish. The only color left I brought with me that I haven't fished is a solid black worm. I don't believe I've ever used one of those either. Put her on here and give her a try. Also looks like it's a culprit. Last stop of the day. A number of other spots I stopped at didn't produce any fish, though I did have a couple of bites on this black worm, but I don't know if they were bass or not. They felt good, but there was nothing there when I set the hook. So I believe I picked up a pretty good fish in here a couple days ago. Maybe that's a repeat. And it's definitely not a big one, but it's a fish. It's 7 fish on 5 different color worms today. Get him up here and take a good look at him. Come on, be cooperative. I don't want to get my own hook in my finger. Oh, hook it in the roof of the mouth. Yeah. And not quite a keeper. But I'll take him. Fish number 8. That's 2 on the black worm. Why did I never fish it? But I don't want to wreck this spot. I may be back tomorrow if it doesn't rain, so let him go. Call it a day, head back to the car. Not too bad of results for my second self-challenge today. 8 bass, 2 of them keepers, 5 different colored worms. I'll call that a success. That brings to close another trip out on the water. So until the next time, hope you can get out there and get some fishing in, and thanks for watching.